Welcome everybody to our Live a Legacy Conscious Business Meetup. So this meetup, we usually do at least once a month. So one of our purpose, right, what happened was during COVID lockdown, we actually we lost our income and we didn't know what to do. So what we do is actually ask advice from some of our friends who's already on the online space to actually how to take our business online. But that's what we knew we had to do. We couldn't do any more physical training. So some of our friends gave us some advice, our friend from Canada, Dennis, and a few other friends. And that's when we actually took our business up to now it's 100% online. And then during that process, in just the first 2 months, we saw a lot of businesses close down. Even those very big names, renowned names actually closed down. So we decided to, okay, this is the best time to launch our Live a Legacy Conscious Business Community to help entrepreneurs who are struggling. They are good in their very good product and services, but they don't know how to actually take it online. So that's when we started our conscious community, and we do these regular meetups to give visibility to people in our platform. Like example, today is Marylen, and then next month might be somebody else. But we want to really celebrate people who are doing very good in their business, and they also want to do social impact. That means our platform is not just about making money and happy and all that, but we want to make the world a better place at the same time. That means we leave it for our future generation. Our future generation will have the same opportunities and same state as even better than us. You know, that's what our goal is. So we don't know what's going to happen, but we will start from now doing the groundwork and whatever it is, and then we leave it to God to facilitate whatever else the results is. But we want to build a community of people that when we have like-minded people, if 10 people do social impact, 100 people do social impact, even 10,000, can you imagine what the impact will be around the world? And we have seen this all over the world. Whoever, like entrepreneurs who do social impact, they create so much impact. Like last night, we had Hassan. Hassan, we mentor and coach him, right? One person, one leader who is a learner, who is a very kind heart, he now impacts thousands of refugees who needs medical emergency. So maybe you want to share that story.
Oh yeah, yesterday was so powerful because I remember Hassan was saying the doctor gave him 30 minutes to think about whether can he raise 70,000 ringgit in 2 days because the operation, a baby's life is at stake. But that is the minimum that they can, because it's a very intense operation that they can do on that. So either the baby dies, you know, a natural death, but not saved, or that $70,000 where they can do an operation on the child and save his life. So he said it is a life and death issue. So 2 days, 70,000, he's like never done before. But he said, how can he just let this child die like that? So he said, okay, never mind. Yes, he'll accept that and find the money in 2 days. So book the operation and all that. And he said within 2 days, not only did he get 70,000, got doubled that, he got 140,000 in 2 days. And that means what I had a realization was that you can bend time and space when God just allows it. And how many of us actually limit ourselves? Most of us limit ourselves with, oh, I cannot do, it's impossible, 70,000 in 2 days. I'm too old, I don't have the money, I'm not educated. Every excuse that comes. But it is so possible when there is an intention, and he allows it. And that happened. And he said not only was that baby saved because of the double in money that was contributed, 2 other babies had a heart operation as well that could be saved. So this is what we can do as a community. This is what, even when all of us are in high vibe, that's what we all can do. And our goal in our community is fourfold. Okay, I'll just share it here, and then I'm gonna get everyone here to introduce yourself, and then we'll pass the stage to Marylen. Our goal in this community is fourfold, which is, the first one is our mindset. And a lot of times people have this mindset of I cannot do, I'm not good enough, or they use logic a lot. It's impossible. How can a business succeed in 1 month? It's not possible. And that was how I was taught. Every business that you start, you lose money first, or it takes 5 years before you will succeed. Make profit. And you have to be ready for that. That was what we were told. And it does not have to be that way. You can make money like how it happened to Hassan, 70,000 in 2 days. And this was to save a baby's life, but it can also be for any other purpose in your business, that you can actually raise funds, that you can actually create profit. So it is so possible. You think logic mind does not think 150,000 is possible in 2 days, but that was how what happened yesterday when he was sharing. And it was such a big reminder for all of us. We put limitations, we put logic in our own brain, and that is what limits us, right? So in our community, 4 things that we work on. The first one is that mindset, that belief system, that resilience. And a lot of people, they give up after a couple of months because it's like, oh, it's too difficult, nobody wants to buy, and all that kind of thing, and all excuses come up. And it's normal. I also feel the same way, and it's normal. And we want to tell you that it is okay to feel that way, but how can we get past that? And that's where I coach the people in our community about the mindset on confidence, resilience, money especially. And then the second one that we work with is on marketing. Where can I show up? How can I attract? Who are my ideal clients? Where can I attract them? So this is where the marketing part, we support you with what is the best marketing areas, who are your hot market, your ideal clients, because no point servicing everybody when they are not your ideal clients, all right? The third one that we also work on is on the networking skills. How do you show up? Where do you show up? How do you practice networking? How do you practice your audio logo? So all of these things that we support you with, and also with the community that's masterminding and all that. And number 4, the other thing that we work on is your presentation skills, your communication skills, communicating with yourself, because when you communicate with yourself positively, that's how it comes out to others. And also, are you clear on what is your messaging? What are you presenting in different platforms, whether it's podcasts, whether it is on stage, whether it is in a group of networking, hundreds of people in a Zoom room, for example. And the last but not least part is the legacy. What is your passion? And you feel so strongly in your heart, this is how I want to leave the world with. This is where I want to really impact people. Like both of us, Zil and I, it is on marginalized communities, because we believe people don't have to be poor for a long time, 2-3 generations of poverty. You don't have to do that. Let's break that cycle. But what is it that is your passion? Some people are into animal rights, some people are into environment issues, some people are into human capital, elevating human capital, because the better leaders, this is where Marylen will share more, the better leaders, quality leaders there are in the world. That's how you can impact the world. Some people are into women empowerment, because there's a lot of places in the world, and still within the developed nations as well, where women are not given equal rights, equal dignities, equal respect. And this is what we all advocate. So
and then some people, right, they even want to have their own neighbors, which is perfectly okay. Like for example, anything that we do to add value to others is okay. Even small, we start small, even with our own neighbors, it's perfectly okay. But as long as we do something, we start somewhere,
Yeah. So without further ado, what I'm going to do now, before I pass the stage over to Marylen, I would like to invite Haryati to please share a little bit about yourself. And so people on Facebook can hear.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Pardon me for not able to show myself. Okay, I'm the founder of Rapid Strides Winner. That I help or transform men and women to lose weight naturally, and how they can actually, after losing weight, they can stay slim. And also, I am partnering with my business partner, Noraisha. We are embarked to Aura Fats Burner Empowerment. So, I'm looking forward to assist, to help more people, not only local but also global. And Alhamdulillah, I'm just so happy. Yesterday, someone from global, someone from Africa, South Africa, messaged me personally in my fan page inbox. He said, "Can you tell me, what are the things that I need to do, or just tell me everything, then, just quote me the price, and I'll see what I can do." So I'm just happy. That's my grateful, and just happy to one of it. And then I have few more. So that's about me sharing this, Mushidah. Thank you.
Oh, Haryati, congratulations. Yes. How about you, Aisha? You want to have a quick intro?
Hi, everybody. I'm Noraisha, the founder of Avisina and High and Holistic Empowerment. I help individuals like elderly and children to actually get their health back for those who are facing from physical um, illnesses, or I help many elderly and children to de-stress themselves by raising their aura with my aromatherapy massage. Um, Recently, my celebration is I'm going into, I found a new channel for my growth in my business because I own a spa in Singapore, and we got our niche and target market that we were looking for to collaborate with bridal. So my partner and I combined with Kaisha Wellness, will collaborate with bridal wedding planners so that we can raise the auras of brides and mom of the bride, so that they can have a very smooth event to help them in making sure their function turn out well and have a very amazing booster. Then truly they really will glow. And we've seen that happening. And at the same time, I am grateful with having my partner Nur Hayati, that we are combining our auras and fat burner empowerment. We're embarking into this, and at the same time, I'm also grooming just auras for a lot of individuals who want to understand how to raise aura and how to have high vibes at all times for themselves. Thank you, Wishida.
Okay, thank you so much, Noraisha. Okay, now I'd love to pass the stage over to Marylen. Just a little bit of background about how Zil and I met Marylen. We were in this Rockstar community of entrepreneurs as well, of conscious entrepreneurs as well. And we met Marylen, and Marylen somehow has, you know, aura. You talk about aura, Noraisha. Marylen has this aura around her as well, the very positive vibes, always smiling, happy, you know, even when she was severely pregnant, still very happy and joyful, and still come in and support our events when we were in Singapore. So we're so grateful to have Marylen over here as well and maintain the relationship and grow. And we have developed the relationship so much also within this past year, and I'm very grateful for that. And I would love to have Marylen share on her journey of entrepreneurship from ground up. Marylen came to Singapore, no business and all that, and she built a business, at least 5-figure and yearly 6-figure or multiple 6-figure business in her training company. And also because of that, she's the first person to get into our 10K mastermind club. Yay! Only the last quarter of 2021, my goal is to set up a quality group of people who are like-minded, making big impact, and they're already growing in their business, and we want to grow even further so that we can add more bigger value around the world. So this is our 10K club, and Marylen has already qualified to go in for free. So if you get into our community and you hit 10K in your own business, not my business, I don't even take a cut from that, your own business, you can qualify, because to get into the 10K club is 10K to get into that club, because that is for a certain income level. So if you have not reached that, you can come into our community, get coached, get into the 10K club, and that's where we go masterminding in a bigger way, at least 4 times a year with 4 retreats around the world.
Many exciting things coming up, as well as the people that we are collaborating with are not, before this, it was just like entrepreneurs who are doing quite well, but now it's going to be those kind of multi-million-dollar entrepreneurs who are not only doing good in their business, but they're also creating social impact around the world as well.
Yeah, so without further ado, I'm going to pass the stage over to Marylen. Yay, everybody give her a round of applause. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Murshida and Seal, and thank you, Haryati and Aisha, for joining us today. So I'm Marylen. So I'm from Philippines, and I'm based in Singapore for the last 10 years now. And we are actually passionate about helping leaders and organizations across industries in different countries as well, to help by helping them to level up their game as well, and also to continuously learn and improve in their in whatever they do in all aspects by co-creating these programs or customizing programs for them with the help of our world-class resources. So just a fun thing I wanted to read as well. I actually, like, this is something that I do once in a while to, like, to raise my self-awareness as well. So it's like a game or like a quiz that I take online. I think this one is from Name Test as well or something. And they said that your name actually stands for something or has a meaning to it. So I just wanted to read this. It says here that Marylen stands for M for modest, A for awesome, R for romantic, Y for youthful, L for lovable, and E for energetic, and N for nice. Do you agree to that? At least for those who are here and who knows me. Because they said that your name is your identity and it has the most beautiful values attached to it. Your name shows your personality and depicts your inner self. You are driven by the virtues of your name, and it is truly incredible. Share this with your friends, it says. So I'm sharing it with you today for the first time, I guess. And it's kind of funny, but at the same time, I'm actually enjoying it. And that leads me to my first point of how I actually created my 5-figure months from ground up. So the first point I wanted to share with all of you is self-awareness, because I believe this is like the foundation. And as you know, Marshida, I've also like gave my thoughts and talk about this same topic. So I'm very passionate about this one. And I believe that this is one of my strengths as well, being self-aware. So and there are so many ways for us to have that self-awareness. First of all, of course, understanding ourselves, understanding our strengths and the things that we can actually improve on as well. And maybe some people would ask, like, how can you do that, right? So that's one thing that I do. I do all those name tests for fun, and see, like, oh, let's see what comes up here. And interestingly, quite a lot of the tests I've took are like very close to, or like oh, they're right. How did they know? I don't know as well. And also, like, the amazing thing that Aisha has been doing, and I'm so privileged that I'm partnered with her as a mastermind. So she does numerology, and it's interesting how your birth date can actually, like, tell so much about you. So she gave that to me on an awareness and conscious level, like how my birthday actually speaks about me as well. And of course, another thing that we can do is through reflections, right? We always have to, like, ask the right questions to ourselves and reflect on what we do, the thoughts that we have on a regular basis, if as much as possible, right? And some people find me weird as well because I ask for feedback. I do interviews with family, friends, and to ask them, like, from like, your experience with me, how do you think I am, like, what's my strengths, what are the things that I have to improve on, and all those stuff. So feedback is important because sometimes there are blind spots as well. So that for me is self-awareness, being able to look into your thoughts, your behaviors, your emotions, your actions as well. So my second point then is mindset. I mean, Marshida, you've mentioned this earlier, and like, we all know how important mindset is, right? In whether it's, whether you're an employee or especially if you're an entrepreneur, this will really help you a lot in terms of getting or putting yourself together. Because if you have the right mindset, then your thoughts, your behavior, your emotions and actions also follows, right? So that's why, you know, you've been helping us, the whole community, on raising that vibe that we have as well. And again, one of the things that I've been focusing recently is on leadership mindset, right? Because when I did several interviews, and I always have conversations with my clients. I mean, that's part of how you can actually build a relationship and serve them better, right? So I would always ask them, like, what's the usual challenges that they're facing? What are their problems? What do they think are the top things that they have to take note of, that they have to address? And I would say that a lot of these challenges comes from, you know, the mindset of the leaders as well. And because leaders drives a lot of the business, and it's important for them to have the right mindset as well. And as we know, like COVID-19, which hit us for the last 1.5 years, right? Those that are actually having the right mindset are the ones who are doing well in their business, in their organization at this point in time. And part of, you know, having a good mindset as well is for you to be able to surround yourself as well with the people who would always lift you up and who wants the same results that you want as well. So that's where your community will be important in supporting you to have that and keep that right mindset, right? So my point 3 would be focusing on what you want and what you can control. So in business, if people would ask you what are your challenges as an entrepreneur, you know, you can go on and on for 2 days probably, or 3 days, because there's always like a lot of challenges that you will face as an entrepreneur, right? When I started my business, I don't have anything. I have to build my website. I have to build my database. I have to, like, you know, learn a lot of things as well, because when I started, I actually started with a lot of technical programs. So imagine, like, it's really like in the Philippines we call that nosebleed because you don't understand a lot of things, you know. And when I started, I said, like, you know, technical niche. These are oil and gas programs and other technical programs that, you know, we have provided to our clients. And that's where, like, I would say where I get really a lot or bulk of my sales in the technical solutions that we are providing. And I'm so blessed that the gurus are actually so willing to work with me as well. So that's really some of my strengths, I would say, networking, in being able to build relationships with both clients and partners, right? And I remember one time, like, a department head in Petronas asked me these questions. I'm about to leave. I'm almost at the door already. And then he suddenly, like, called me. I think he cannot, you know, take it, or he cannot contain it anymore. So he said, by the way, Marylen, I'm just curious to know, I'm sure you're doing a lot of things on a one-woman show. Um, how are you able to make all these gurus work for you or work with you? And then I said, like, oh, that's an interesting question. I don't know. Probably they don't know how to sell themselves. And that's true. I mean, for most of the people, especially trainers, consultants, right? Selling themselves are, like, you know, is something of a challenge for them. And it's good that, you know, it's actually my strength to be able to market, to increase visibility, and to put them in front of their target audience. So yeah, so I think that's also, like, you know, one thing that we need to take note of as well, to focus a lot on what we want and what we can control. So that means we need to ensure that we have a vision, we have our goals, and we focus on ourselves as well, because it's not going to be easy to control anybody else around us or in the environment, but it's more on, like, focusing on how we will respond to others and to whatever external things that are happening to us, right? So, and what I've noticed as well is that most people are actually focusing on what they don't want. And that's the reason why it's so difficult for them to get what they want. And so if we just, it's easier said than done, I know, because sometimes I also fall for that. So, but then if we just, focus on the things that we want and we can control, then that will be really helpful for us to get to the things or the goals that we have in mind. And number 4, and I think this is one of the most important as well, is taking action. So sometimes, especially like I've heard a lot of times this one, in terms of like when they work from home, especially I've been working from home for the last 7 years when I started my business. They would say like it's so difficult, no, if no one is looking. Like it's like and then it's the bed is just nearby you, you can anyway anyhow sleep, you can just turn on your your phone, your television and all those stuff. There's a lot of distractions that can, and some people would say that it's hard to be motivated when working on your own business or as on your own in your house, right? So but I would say that when you take action, you have to be planning, you have to be persistent, you have to be consistent, and you have to really take actions towards your goals, your strategies and all those stuff, right? For me, it I've always been an action taker, I would say. So I'm just grateful that I am. So every time, like, okay, when I think of an idea, I would like, take action on that. So if I said like, oh, I wanted to build my credibility and consistency in the social world, I want to build my my presence. And it wasn't easy when COVID hits. I used to go and travel around to visit my clients, but when COVID hits, what will I do to stay connected with them? How can I actually continue to add value? So I have experimented a lot of things. I've observed other companies, other entrepreneurs on what are they actually doing in the last few months, right? Can I actually like duplicate those? Is it something that I can do as well? And is this something that my clients would also like entertain or would want to have, right? So it's just basically like experimenting, testing, taking actions every time you get an idea, because you will only know if you do it actually. Just do it, right? So next point will be, I would say, getting a coach or mentor. And that's the reason why I'm here as well with your community, Zil and Marshida, because I know that, there will always be blind spots. There will always be, because I'm the type of person that sometimes, or most of the time, I would say, I would need to have that conversation. I would need to have that brainstorming. I would need to to check like what am I missing out actually, right? And that's where coaches and mentors, I mean, we are in the same mentorship program as well with Kane and Alicia. I have like several coaches and mentors that I work with as well, and I believe it's important because it really like helps you level up to get to the results that you want and to keep you going, because sometimes like I mentioned earlier, challenges will always come here and there, everywhere. But then if you are, stronger than those challenges that you will have, if your vision and your purpose is higher than that, then you don't need to be motivated. You will do it at any time, at any day, despite of, and that's where resilience comes in as well, like what you mentioned in your earlier introduction, right? So for me, like coach and mentors are important because they would really teach you the shortcuts. I would say it's more of a leverage rather than anything, because they've been there, done that. And the reason why I also got attracted to you and Zeal is because when we attend training programs, I see how your high vibe is, and I wanted something that you are already doing. I noticed, your media exposure, as well as the social impact that you've been creating. And I said, I wanted to do that as well. So, so that's the reason why I keep on, following and communicating with you and all those stuff. Yeah. And also, it's also like an opportunity for you to ask the right questions to yourself. Because sometimes, even though I've been asking myself a lot of the right questions already, but sometimes I still miss out some questions that I should ask. Like yesterday, I had this conversation with a consultant, and then he told me that I've seen what you've been doing. It's really amazing, but sometimes you have to know how you can prioritize things as well, right? Are you making this decision or actions around, to be able to learn, or are you actually doing this to to give you that income or sales that you want to have? And those kind of questions that I sometimes I do miss out to ask myself, right? And like when we had our conversation 6 months ago, I think he asked me some questions, which he's actually doing an interview with C levels from around the globe as well, on a private basis. And then we had this conversation, and he asked me a question, and I said, interestingly, I've realized, that and that's because I'm having good conversation with mentors and coaches as well. I said, in fact, I should be more confident about what I do. And sometimes some clients would think differently from how you talk to them, but also because it's the vibe or the confidence that you exude when you talk to them. And he said, oh, I'm really glad you're more grounded now, because when I told him, you know what, in fact, it's really not, I don't have to, to push myself to clients, because I already know for a fact that we're creating outcomes, results, and impact for our clients. In fact, I haven't even updated my testimonial page, and it's already 10 pages. So I said, it's actually they have the problem and I have the solution to their problem. So it's really more of oh, okay, so they are the ones who need me, right? Or who needs me and my team, right? Because they needed solutions for their problems. So then when I said that, he said, oh, I'm really glad to hear that from you as well. And you're so you're more grounded now compared to when we had our first conversation 6 months ago. And if you don't get to have that conversation as well with consultants, mentors, or coaches, you don't really get to notice that as well for personally. So, and then that leads me to my next point of discipline and balance. When I started my business 7 years ago, I would wake up 6:37 in the morning to exercise. And then I would treat it like a 9 to 5, 9 to 6. Even in my own house, I would I have this schedule, and then I have to make my phone calls between 10 to 12 and 2 to 4 or whatnot. So I do have my schedule block on what I do. I used to do a lot of cold calling when I started as well. But now I'm really in a journey of how can I make it more consistent? How can I make it more sustainable? How can I actually leverage on better processes, right? and better system that I can incorporate in my business, right? So, and that requires a lot of discipline in doing and taking action, and, you know, again, doing things despite of whatever challenges or excuses that you might have. And also at the same time, balance. As you know, I do have like 3 children. I have 1.5 years old, 4.5 years old, and a 15-year-old children. So I'm covering all the critical stages of motherhood as well, on top of growing my business. So when I said balance, it's about also forgiving myself when, because I'm the type of person who have a lot of to-do list. And sometimes some work that I put in, or to-do list that I would put in, actually requires a lot of work, more than the word that I put there. So it's more on sometimes forgiving myself as well, when I can't finish everything that I have written down, but at the same time having consciously having in mind that, okay, these are my tasks, I have to do this, I have to finish this, and all those stuff. And also, like, because my 2 toddlers are actually rolling around me on a daily basis at night. So like, and they, like, you know, would sit down on and off, like left and right. So that means, you know, I have to wake up so many times in each, you know, each night. And so that's why sometimes I can't actually like wake up early because of that, because maybe I would like wake up at least 5 times during my sleep, because I have like my children left and right. So that's why I said, like, it's okay. Unless I have meetings in the morning at 8, 9, or 10, then I would just, you know, stay with my children and sleep or enjoy, you know, next week I will have a checkup with for my son would have a checkup. So like, okay, more or less I wouldn't have much time to work anymore during that time, but it's okay. So, you know, last time I can't do that. It's like, oh, I need to work, I have to do this, I have to do that. No, it's no excuses and all those stuff. But then, you know, nowadays I've actually like work on that, like, it's okay. You can do that tomorrow, or you can do that on the next day, and all those stuff. So it's about balancing as well, like, you know, being a mom and a business person as well. And this is also like one of the things that you know, the next point is actually what a lot of us do miss out, is really like, especially for mothers, especially those with, you know, small children like me. So it's about also taking time to care for yourself, even breathing or exercising, having a massage, and, you know, enjoying and celebrating, having the, you know, the food, the drinks that you want, or you know, whatever ways that you wanted to actually celebrate yourself and take time for yourself, because self-care is really important. And this is something that I know is important, but I have missed out for the longest time. So recently I've been really like, okay, it's okay, I need to, like, you know, have time for myself, and make time for myself as well, and do things that I enjoy, no matter how big or small it is. And, you know, celebrating the wins that I also have on a daily basis. And that actually gives me more energy when I do that, when I have my self-care, when I do the exercise, the breathing, and, you know, treat myself as well. So that gives me like more opportunity to have that, I love myself, I've done something for myself too, and I am important. So, and yes, and the last point I would like to share would be, I walk the talk. It's not that, I'm providing training because of, anything. In the first place, having a training company is already like creating social impact, because we wanted, better leaders. We wanted to make this world a better place to live in, right? The fact that I'm focusing a lot of my effort and energy in adding value through learning, that's already like, as I would say, like a social impact for any reasons, right? So, and I've done that myself. I've been reading, watching, attending training, entering into coaching, mentoring programs, and all those stuff. And I'm a continuous learner, and not only because, learner is one of my top strengths according to Gallup, but also I've actually, when I got exposed to training and seminars, networking here in Singapore 10 years ago, I actually seen like, behavioral changes, skills, improvement, and even the mindset as well. Not only for myself, but for the other people that, I get to meet. And that's the reason why I said like, oh, this is something that, is really an investment that you can't take away from anyone. And that's the reason why I said like, okay, despite that, my experience is more on the hotel sales, event management, and customer service, I've actually decided to like really focus a lot of my energy moving forward on learning and development, leadership development, organizational development, and those kind of program. Because learning, whatever you learn, it's something that you can't take, nobody can take away from you. And I feel that it's more valuable than anything else that you can have in your life, right? And like I said, like, even the best investors and richest investors in this world would say that, that learning, is actually, or investing in yourself is the best investment that you can ever make in yourself. And of course, like one of the successes, I guess, that I would have in doing my business is, of course, because I build relationship. And it's about, building relationship with both partners and with clients, right? And a lot of times, even in our mentorship program, they would always say to ask to answer the question, what's in it for me, for your client, right? So, but I think for me, what I always ask is really more of, how can I add value? How can I contribute? And how can I make any dealings with others to be a win-win situation? And I've actually seen this another test that I did. And it says here that my quote, or my quote as Marylen Ramos, is, a path emerges when we walk on it. So it says here, and it explains the quote here: your life motto affects your attitude towards life and shows how you deal with problems. You are a born fighter, and that's why you never lose sight of your goals. And you won't give up before you reach them. This life motto suits you perfectly because it is the sum of all the personal experience you made in life. I think, and I think this motto is really suitable for me. I've always been, resilient, and a fighter since when I started. I'm kind of stubborn as well in getting my goals, no matter how much difficulty I have or challenges I would have. And that's gonna be important for you to build your business and get to where you want to be. And the good thing is that everyone can do that from ground up. Thank you.
Yay! Wow, 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 ladies. please, any if you have any
Marylen is like international speaker already.
she is, and
Yeah.
I always remember Marylen. Whenever you book a call with me, it's like, what else is there? I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. What else is there? And it's like she's always
Asking,
hungry
right?
and asking for how can I, where else are my blind spots? What else can I do? And that is an amazing learner. And what I would love for you to share, and if any of you have questions, anybody has questions, please post. And we are here to learn from one another. And like down here, Zil and I were holding hands, like we are like, wow, we are so happy.
Grateful, right?
We're so grateful that you are in the community, and the things that you actually say is like, whoo.
Yeah, it's also learning from us, for us to remind, to reinstate again, right?
Yeah. And this is what it's all about. It's always bringing people from ground up, scale up, do more, do bigger. I have a question though. Like when you wanted to hit a certain amount, did you put in any, I want this amount of money? Do you put any specific dollars, or you just leave it?
Just leave it open.
Actually, that's something that I need to improve on as well.
Oh,
The
okay.
setting of goals and putting up there. Although I do have but it's something that I need to look into more often than usual. And a lot of things that happens to me. I think I've made mention that with Aisha as well. It's a lot to do with intuitive things. It just comes in, and God knows when He needs to provide something for me, right? The right people in my life, the right partners in my life, and the projects or the money that I have to have at certain point in time. So a lot of these are very just comes in. I mean, it's very intuitive, although I do still set some goals, but being able to really when I used to be the top producer when I was in Traders Hotel. And I guess it's also because I check I think on a weekly basis if my where I am now, what's my goal, where I am now, how much do I need more to get to my goal. And that's the reason why my paymasters told me that you're earning more than your boss. It's because I'm so how would I say that? I'm so obsessive compulsive with that. And because there's so many things going on in my life now, both personal and business. So sometimes I miss out on doing checking on that, but it's really helpful to know your numbers, to know your goals and where you are now. I do that on a weekly basis when I was a top producer in Traders Hotel then.
Thank you so much for that. Noraisha, you want to ask? Your mastermind.
My partner.
Marylen always says good things about you during our coaching sessions.
Yes.
Noraisha, go ahead.
Thank you, Marylen, for that inspiring sharing. It's so amazing. And hearing you really resonate what I am in some ways. And I guess that's why we became mastermind partner, and we wanted to see how we can explore maybe the yin and the yang, and see how we can still complement one another despite of things or success that we've already achieved. But my question to you is, what is the one thing that is so important, but if it's somebody take that thing away from you, would you be able to allow yourself to fall?
That's a difficult question, which I don't know if I can answer well. The good thing is, I think I would say I started with self-awareness in my point, right? And another thing that I've also shared is being yourself and focusing on what you want and what you can control, right? And the good thing is that nobody can take anything from you.
Thank you. You answered the question amazingly well, because I think what I want to share is I'm really truly inspired by listening to how you express self-awareness. It really and I admire you for being able to express that part, because to believe that nobody can take anything from you, it is such a strong point. And I guess that is something that you have that no one doesn't have. Awesome, Marylen.
And that's the good thing for everyone as well. That's the good news. Everything is dependent on you, on us, and nobody can take away anything from us.
Yeah.
Only us will stop us.
Yeah. Meryl, I have one question for you, right? Because sometimes we do get a lot of people who are like in your situation. They are mothers, you know, maybe they have work sometimes, and then they want to start their own business. You know, they want to at least even start from work from home, right? What would your advice be to them for them to get started, and also they can also like shorten the learning curve that they have to go through, like shorten the challenges based on your experience of doing business from home, being a mother, taking care of your kids, but there's no excuses. You can still do business. What would your advice be to them?
It boils down back to like focusing on what they really want, right? If they know what they want and they're willing to leave their passion and push for that passion and purpose, we are all here to live our purpose and our passion, right? And so if they don't let anyone stop them from doing so, even themselves, right? I think that's something that they can really do as well. Like, I mean, especially women, and that's the reason why that's also like part of my passion project and something that I am like really passionate about on women empowerment, right? Because women are so powerful beyond imagination. Right? And a lot of us can actually multitask. We can do a lot of things, even though like, there's a lot of responsibilities that, we have, and yet we can still do a lot of amazing things. And that's true for everyone, right? And so like it's more about like focusing on what you want, and of course taking action to get to where what it is, whatever it is. And I'm so really blessed that a lot of people in my life has been a part of this journey of getting to where I wanted to be. And at the same time, what I've noticed with doing with my journey in entrepreneurship as well is that it has really helped me to become the person who I want to be.
Thank you very much, Marylen. Amazing sharing. Yeah, for me, I'm also a husband to amazing woman. Right? So like what I do is I advise the men out there, if your wife or your partner is doing good things, they have a lot of purpose, they want to do good things, don't try to block them, support them. Like even you cannot be directly involved, but at least support the things around them to make them life easier. Don't make it harder for them because they want to achieve success. So and your partner is very important for you to have that kind of balance, to say that you get acknowledgement from your partner that they are worth something, that they want to do something, and we get the support. So I advise the men out there who are watching, like when you have a partner or wife who wants to do good things, please support them, in any way that you can, even though not big things, but at least small things. Like sometimes last time I remember when we started we got our first baby, we got our Munira, right? We take turns. Like sometimes Mushida is working, I will take care of the baby, take care of her. I was a full-time dad, I was hands-on dad. I take care, so make Mushida's life easier. So that's what we can do as men. Even though some men say they're so macho, don't want to take care of children, but for me, I did everything, change diapers, got a lot of things on me, so. But I still do it because I know that my wife is doing something good. Why not I support her? So that's what we all, as men, we need to go into that mindset of now in the pandemic times and in the role, we need to go into the feminine kind of energy, that we need to be there to support, to nurture, not just just ask the woman to do it. It's not anyway. It's not the woman's role anyway. We actually are partnership. We need to play a part and help each other in our strength and weaknesses as well. Yeah.
That's really beautiful. What a lucky woman beside me.
Yeah, lah, I want to cry already. Ayo, wake up in the morning, put on makeup. Yeah, so it's oh wow, I love this. You know, I was so inspired just now when Marylen was talking, and I said I want to bring in all of those mummies who work from home and make six-figure incomes. Do a sharing session because
all the mummies.
Yes, because a lot of women think that, and also the mummies who some of them are single also. And can still make six-figure income, you know? Because I have friends who are single moms and they are making six-figure incomes from home with a baby, you know, and it's can still be done. And I would love for you, if you know, I have a few people in my mind already, if you can also come and share, because it is definitely not easy. I know, because I have a partner, so you know, God's blessings, you know, I have one. I'm not single mom. I only have one child, and I see like you have like all these all like Pamela also has all these kids and all that, right? Noraisha, I've seen her travel to KL also with baby with a young 2 boys, hyper boys also, you know, and she still can do it. It's like it can be done, and a lot of people use their children as an excuse of not moving, you know, when they can, and it doesn't have to be difficult. It's just how to work it. So I just got an idea of like, let's bring some moms together and share.
That's actually, I think, the challenge for, especially if your children are still small. I mean, definitely they always have to be the priority, right? And but when they're older, I mean, in a certain age, perhaps, you know, it will be easier for you to do more, I would say. But again, there's no excuses. Like, I have a 1.5 years old and I'm making 5-figure to 6-figure income. And I'm working from home, right? And it's so cool. And somewhere now there's pandemic, but I'm still like, you know, earning something. So I think it's just about really like working for the things that you want. And you know, I mean, the good thing is that money is not really just, you know, the end result, but it's more of you know, a byproduct of that, which means that, you know, you're adding value. And in fact, it's like, I have to be a queen, I have to be a queen now, I have to make more money, I should not do anything for free anymore. But you know, even though I say that you know, I can't really stop on giving, but then, you know, at the same time in my mind, okay, to make your business sustainable so you can help more people, you know, the right people in your life who will also, like, you know, take action and make use of the help that I'm giving them, right? I really have to do that, you know, to make it more sustainable, to make it like impactful for them, because sometimes when people get things for free, they also take that for granted, right? So I said, like, I have to be a queen no matter how, you know, how challenging for me, because I'm too generous. I was born generous to give, always give things for free. But then it's not only that I'm helping myself, but also helping the other person to, you know, really like take things seriously, right?
Wow, yay. Okay, before we end the session, any other questions you all have, sharing, ahas? Pamela said, thank you, Marylen, for being so inspiring. Yeah. So any other questions, or any, Noraisha, you want to say something?
I think I saw something that Marylen can, that has her essence. The fact that she mentioned 3 characters, but if you see it in a positive way, that's actually inspiring. But if you see it negative way, that would be not. The 3 things that I got from her is, she said about being compulsive, being stubborn, and being you know, just being outspoken. But in many aspects, if other people would see it, a lot of people who are passive, if they see it in a passive way, they would see that is a deterrent. of not pursuing what you want, and you continue to say, I'm just stubborn, but stubborn of what? You know what I mean? But amazingly, Marylen has emphasized the fact that she's stubborn, but the fact that she's those attitudes are the one that keep her persevering and not giving up no matter what happens. It's like nobody can take anything from her. I mean, that's such a strong character, and maybe some people will get chicken out, but I think that is what drives her, and that's something that I can applaud her with. Awesome, Marylen.
Thank you, partner.
Last words.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I think we have come to the end of the session. I just like for my side, I would like to say thank you very much to Marylen and all of you for coming. I mean, I know you guys are very busy, but the thing is like you guys don't know how much it means to us. For you guys are here because for us we went through a lot of challenges. We also went for ground up. When we were at the beginning of our marriage, we faced so much challenges. But when we have people like you guys and you guys are here to support us, it means a lot to us. You know, it's really like you wouldn't know how much the extent it means to us. So we are so grateful. Like every session, no matter how many people, we will still do it and we will give our best to you guys, even though we face challenges. But we want to build a community, and we know that when you guys are succeeding and you guys are creating social impact, we have done our part, our mission.
Yeah, and then that's where it's our work is to make sure that it's so possible from zero resources, from ground up. Go get your first four figure, then get your first 5 figure, get your 6 figure, and do good at the same time, and stay in the community of heart-centered people, because sometimes it's very easy to go greedy and egoistic also. And I've experienced that, so that's why it's like, oh, nice to have a grounding again. So with that, I'd like to share here as well that we are having, like I mentioned, Marylen is in the 10K club. I'd love to open this all to the community and those people who are in the wider community, that this 10K club is now going to be launched in the last quarter of 2021. It's not launched yet, but I will be marketing it end of the last quarter of 2021, and it is possible for you to come in just for that mastermind club. But whoever is in September decide to be coached and already in the community, you go and hit your 10K club, 10K minimum, and you get in the club for free. And what is happening in the club is 4 sessions of retreats, hopefully inshallah that by next year we all can travel. I really hope we can, but at least even if it's virtual, it's 2 days mastermind 4 times a year with this community of people that are doing good and all in that high vibe, making that money, creating big impact already. So this is something that we are always moving forward. We're going to grow, and it's we don't care. Like for us, we know that it doesn't matter. You come from zero. It doesn't matter what your background is. It doesn't matter if you had like some traumatic challenges in the past. As long as everyone has an intention, get into that vibe, break the money mindset, that limiting beliefs, like what Marylen was saying about, you know, how from all of this with baby and everything can still do, right? So these are all limiting beliefs. It can be done. So all of this can be done with support, and we want to grow bigger. So it's a different ball game. From 10K, our goal is to go 50K monthly, minimum. And from 50K, that's where we will take you to as far as where else you wanna go and create impact.
Like for us, we are for the next year, right? We are looking in new technologies, like leveraging on technologies that is out there, the latest, to actually upgrade our business. So every process can be automated. Like right now, we are doing a lot manual, right? But with technology, right? If you see all the big players out there, right? all the processes are automated. They don't even have to be there to run the business. So that's what we want to be able to gear you guys towards, even ourselves, right? By next year, we use things like blockchain, things like AI to be able to automate, so then you can focus on your superpower. Like for us, our goal is to develop sustainable community all over the world. Like we started in Malaysia with our land in Desaru. We want to build organic farming, livestock. People can have a choice to go there and stay there and also get the produce, right? So that's what we want to do. We want to build this sustainable model and bring it all over the world. That's our goal. So that's why we want to automate our business, and we don't have to be there to run it. But we focus on our superpower and our legacy, which is to help to build sustainable communities all over the world.
Yes. All right. So with that, thank you so much,
Have a good day.
everyone. I'm gonna go
Yeah,
do
if you
a
wanna
quick
So
photo
if you
here.
want to take a photo, can open your
Pamela
camera if you
or
can.
Sophia. I know Sophia can be lying down, is it? Yeah. Okay, Haryati and the
Pamela.
All right. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go! Yay! Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. Thank you,
Yes.
everybody.
Take care. Lots of love.
Remember our this one later.
Oh yeah, we have our content creation
Content that
workshop.
converts workshop with
Yeah.
Huda. So you guys are all in it, right? But you just let us know if you haven't registered, register first.
Okay,
Okay,
bye
thanks.
bye.
Okay, bye. Have a good day.
Have a great day.